talk about, what he did as a kid and how he got to this point, and if you guys have any questions, so kind of think about it. Don't be shy like you were shy when I had Brad. Remember when Brad came over from Lewis?
Size 17.
Yeah, they asked, first thing he said was, what size of shoe do you have? So, anyway, so go ahead, you want to talk about, what sports you played as a kid? And
Thank you for asking me to come speak to your team tonight. It was almost, like yesterday, I remember playing for my 5th grade team, and we were called PDAC, and it stood for Principal-Driven, Athletically Inclined Kids, and it really meant something to us. We all stayed in school, had good grades, and at the time, I believe we were #1 in state. And being #1 in state at the time was great. Basketball was fun back then, and it still is fun now. But I remember going out of state when we played at nationals. We played at Iowa. Well, we played in Iowa. And pretty much it was everybody, the best teams from states all around the country. And now, we're from Illinois, 5th grade really didn't know if there was anybody else out there that was pretty much better than us. It was a pretty rude wake-up call when we got down the island. And we didn't finish how we wanted to. But it was a learning experience. We had fun, which is what you guys should be doing at this age, especially playing basketball. And we pretty much knew that we had to come together and get it done. And if we wouldn't have came together, we probably wouldn't have got to where we were in middle school and high school and where I am today. And then came middle school, and middle school basketball those were the days, I remember that like it was yesterday, playing for JFK. It was right in my backyard. Pretty much it was great. I mean, although school gets involved at that time, and you have to stay on top of your grades, and if you don't, you won't be playing basketball. And yeah, it's competitive, but if you don't get it done in the classroom, there's no way you're going to see the floor on the basketball. Then high school became, my AAU team, we were the Illinois T-Wolves, and we had a 7-footer, I believe. At the time, he was probably 6'11", now he's 7 foot today. And playing with him, it was great. I played with him in middle school, played with him in high school, we grew up together. And he told me one day, he was like, Aaron, yeah, you're this great basketball player, but what are your grades like? I told him, I took pride in my school, and that's what you guys should do. Yeah, you guys are young, but when you get to middle school, high school, the workload gets harder. And yes, there's still basketball, but basketball goes away if you're not doing what you're doing in school. And I'd like to thank my dad for pretty much always preaching that grades come first.
Hoorah!
School, it becomes serious. And when you're on top of your schoolwork, basketball becomes easy because it's one less thing to worry about.
Last year, guys, he was player of the year, player of the conference, all-state double team. But the most important thing that I talk about was the fact that he was inducted into the National Honor Society. Not about basketball.